Mobile Suit Gundam GQ GC you see in the title. Episode 5 through 8. Chat. This is a great anime. Be sure to hit that sub, hit that like button. Chat. We're close to getting monetized on Facebook. I mean YouTube. Yeah, we're already monetized on Facebook. So she just watched, right? I don't know if you've seen the last episode, so episode 4, I think. She just watched this woman who had a family. She had a family but she gave it all away to fight to try to get revenge, and she died. So she watched this woman die over that, and so she's kind of beat up about it, right? There it is. There's the explosion, big boom, big bang, and all that, right there, right? I love the action in this is better than Solo Leveling, chat, because it has emotion behind it. It has way more emotion behind it, right? It's that's what. Wow, Candy, why you always throw Solo Leveling under the bus? Because Solo Leveling is a really good anime. That's why it's a really good. So it's there as a staple, right? As a level. Solo Leveling set a level, and I'm showing you what's above that level using Solo Leveling. I think that's a perfect word sentence. So we have our pilots, right? Or one of the main pilots. Leo says it's overrated. Oh, wow. That was not my words. Solo Leveling. He says Solo Leveling is overrated. Those not my words. But a lot of people do feel that way. So we have one of our pilots. He's hugging his mech suit. He's chillaxing. Then we have the second main character, right? Who has feelings for him, right? But so she takes off her clothes and just lays on his mech. And the main character, has feelings for him as well. She had feelings for him first, right? Chat. So she gets so she takes off her clothes and lays on it as well. Yes, he is a guy. That is a guy. So what makes this very interesting, chat, is that you see a little bit of a love triangle between these three, right? They both want him, and I think that's pretty interesting, because I've talked about this before. One of my favorite animes of mech animes, aside from Evangelion, is Eureka 7. Eureka 7 is a great anime, chat. We should talk about Eureka 7 one of these days. You have the female pilot, this girl pilot. Her and her mech crash lands. Her and her mech crash lands in this kid's life, right? They're both kids, but crash lands in this kid's life. And he goes off on adventures and doing all these things with her, and then they fall in love and they have babies and in different seasons. And it's a very, very well written mech anime. I love me a good mech anime. So you kind of have that with here, but in reverse, where you have the boy fall into the girl's life, right? Otis, what's up, man? How you been? You have the boy that falls into the girl's life, and in her life too, because she doesn't have anywhere to go. She's alone, but she has a mother, and everything. Simple lore be like, and so she has a mother and everything. So she has she's pretty much the opposite of this girl right here, pretty much. So she wants to connect with this boy as well. So you see a little bit of back and forth with that. And he's kind of oblivious. He's like, I love my mech more, kind of thing, right? It's kind of like that. But I wouldn't say, I don't know what he's thinking. He's more interested in his mech, right? And the energy that it provides, kind of thing. Also in this scene, I think he's getting sick too. But they talk about wanting to go to Earth, right? His goal wants to go to Earth. She was like, "Oh, that's what I want to do too," which is very interesting. I don't think you see too much of that. Leo says, "Simple guy moment," for real. So you don't see too much of that where the girl is chasing the boy. Because when I saw when I saw the cover, I'm like, "Oh, female main character." I'm not really too interested. I'm not it's like if Naruto was a girl a lot of people probably wouldn't. A lot of guys probably wouldn't be watching it as much. But you know, it turns out this is actually a pretty good anime. Gundam is all. I think Gundam has always been like very well written for the most part. I haven't seen all the Gundam, but I think the Gundam universe is very well written. Depending on which one you watch. Maybe trying to get some sleep. Yeah, it's funny. Yeah, he is kind of sick. So she's kind of beat up. I'm not sure. I'm not gonna show you too much of spoilers because there's a lot of going on here. But she's kind of like upset because someone else is piloting her mech, right? The mech that fell into her life, and it's her, and she's jealous. It's like, hey, because that mech, she pilots this mech, and then this boy has his own mech, and they pilot together during these clan battles to make money and everything. And she's kind of jealous, right, of that. It's like, hey, this is our thing. What are you doing, kind of thing. But she's a natural born pilot as well. And so they're spending time together, and you have our girl. Yeah, so these two are spending time together, and all this, all that. But you have our girl right here is like jealous. They know this is our thing. You're trying to steal what's mine. Like, that's my man, kind of thing. You don't see too much of that, chat. You don't. You don't. And or at least I don't. At least I don't see too much of the too much stuff with her. And then when you have an anime where you have the guys going after the girl, it a lot of times ends up, from what I've seen, a lot of times the girl's like, oh, I don't want either of you. I don't want either of you. I hope that doesn't happen here, chat. I hope that doesn't happen here, because it's I like a good romance, chat. A good romance is pretty good in anime. It helps flesh out the stuff. Now, then you have this one girl. She's a very skilled pilot. You can tell a pilot is skilled when they have like dead eyes, right? You could tell. You could tell someone's like on a whole nother level, chat. Like she looked like she's like what did King Remedy say? No wait, did King Remedy say this? I think I read it in the comments somewhere where a character, she said the character was like on top of a drug or whatever, something. It was an old drug. I don't remember. But she's a pilot. She clearly skipped leg day, or maybe just the everything is baggy up top. Who knows? Who knows? Perspective, chat. Perspective. Because if you're looking down from above and you're looking down like that, it kind of, you know what I'm saying? You know, yeah, kind of far away, kind of up, whatever. It's an artistic. It's an artist thing. So, King Remedy says ketamine. Yeah, that's what it is. I don't know if King Remedy said it or someone else said it. Leo says, okay, then I must be a master pilot. Yeah, Leo, see? You never know what you might be. Bags under the eyes means you're good. Yeah, when you got bags under your eyes. So the main character, the girl, not this one, but the one with the red hair, she's something's happening where she's just gonna go and just steal the money, steal the money that they won for the clan battle from the ones managing their clan battles. A bit too big. And who stops her is this lady, the one who's managing all of it. So she points a gun at her. The lady is not even perturbed. She said, "Look, you don't got the guts. You don't got the you don't got the ovaries to pull that trigger." Is pretty much what she's saying, chat. I'm like, oh my goodness. So she does pull the trigger. She struggles to pull the trigger because she's just a teenage girl, right? She's just a little girl in this series. Like and she had like a family. She's go to school and all this stuff. She got everything going for her, but she just feels out of place, which is crazy, chat, because she just feels out of place. However, this girl feels like she doesn't have a place. Think about that for a second. She doesn't have a family, right? It's so King Gravity says he takes ketamine, then plays steal from Walmart simulator for 4 hours for practice. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Leo says, ain't no way she's that weak. She's a little weak. But this girl right here, apparently, she doesn't have anyone at home. She lives in like a little apartment, and she just has this little bitty job. So she's lonely. She's alone. So, and this is probably the first time she's felt like she's with somebody. That's why she likes him, right? The reason why the red-haired girl likes him is because he's, I think, pretty much I don't know. He's something new, right? She feels bored in her life. So they pretty much come, like, they're opposite. They're polar opposites, chat, these characters, which are very, and you can tell just by the height alone, right? or even color. She's blue, she's red, she's short, she's tall. They should. You think they should have made her black, chat? She's black, she's white. Oh gosh. So she pulls the trigger, and she's kind of, perturbed by it. She says, like, she tells her, like, this girl tells this woman, like, you told me to go after the one that I love, and now you're telling me that I shouldn't. Like, and then she said, you adults are all the same. you adults know nothing. And she runs off with the money, the guacamole, chat. She runs off with all the guacamole. This scene right here is where you could, like, a little bit of a flashback where she asks, like, do you love him? Like, how do you feel about that boy? And she does. She 100% loves him, this boy right here. And she's like, she hugs him and says, hey, let's run off to Earth together, just you and me, right? Forget everybody else, right? And he's like, what is this Diddy disciple doing right now? What's all this hugging stuff, huh? What are you doing? Like, I'm all about this Aquila. Apparently the Aquila is not the Fooly Cooly, chat. It's not that. It's not Fooly Cooly. It's not that anime. Leo says, man, be hard-headed. For real. No, I think he just got his priorities like me, chat. I got my priorities. Like, I got things I got to do, right? And this guy, he's got things he got to do. Or he's not a guy, he's a kid. He's a boy. I think he understands, but he's just not interested, right? So he gets sucked in by the Aquila into his mech. You got to watch it, chat, to know what Aquila is. But Aquila is like this. Think of the Force, right? Think of the Force from Star Wars, but you can see the Force, right? You can see it, and you can teleport around. You can do all these things, but it's unstable at times in this situation, really. It looks like Yulio. So he gets sucked in, and he gets teleported somewhere else, along with half of the ground. Because this takes place on a very huge, chat, space station. If you are into, these kind of space stations, you probably will be excited to know that the United States government has even planned stuff like this, like a habitat space. It's like a huge cylinder, chat, right? That when you think of a huge cylinder out in space, and then you got planets. You got cities on the inside, like on the inside, and it spins to create gravity, right? That's pretty much what this place is. So he disappears out of her life, and this girl goes insane because apparently some type of the energy, the force that's around in that area is gone, and she's freaking out because she's also connected to it, but she's not teleporting like him. So she's freaking out. King Remedy says, my only priorities are holding Dr. Pepper and rug pulling memes are memes, meme coins to fund my gambling problem that I use to hoard more Dr. Pepper. Is Dr. Pepper that good? Well, I haven't had it in a long time, chat. Dr. Pepper. Leo says, oh no, more Texas just to be allowed to be there. Yeah. Alrighty. So this girl who stole the money, who's also has been identified as the pilot of this mech, right? But she manages to get away from the cops, and which is crazy because her mom even sees this on the news. I'm like, oh my gosh, my daughter, right? Her school friends sees this too, right? So her life, which I think this makes this a very interesting anime because you see the transition from this world. Because I thought this anime was going to be just about clan battles being these illegal battles between mechs, right? I thought this is what's going to be. This anime was going to be about. But I forgot that Gundam is a very, very vast universe. There's a lot of stuff going on in this anime, in this genre, right? There's a lot of stuff. When you have an anime that has its own toys, it's crazy. King Remedy says Dr. Pepper is the pinnacle of soda. Literally the best adventure since the wheel, maybe even since the fire. The best invention since air, or gravity. So she gets away from the cops. However, she starts freaking out because she can't feel the Aquila either. Leo says it has toys. Yeah. Well, could you call it toys? Gunpla, like those Gunpla models and everything. Yeah, the Gundam anime is a vast anime. There are multiple different Gundam anime out there, and it all started with one man who created Gundam. I don't know if he's still alive today, but he created a genre. Collectibles, yeah. But I'm sure there's toys out there that you can actually play with for the younger generation, I guess. So she starts freaking out because she can't feel the Kila, right? She can't feel the force, right? And her Gundam was about to go ape crap, chat. King Remedy would be like, say it, just say the word. Say the swear. Chat, I have not said a swear word live in ever. Ever. Anyway, so she's about to go crazy, but someone stops her. Someone in a larger mech. He's the antagonist, but he's not the antagonist. He's like the mysterious kind of character. You don't know if he's on her side or against her, really. Oh, there's a picture of her mom, like in the office. We're like, oh my goodness, that's my daughter. So she gets captured too, but she gets captured by the other faction that's in play in this anime, right? She gets captured by this boy, who follows this lady. Chat. I don't know if you remember this look. King Rowdy says, say the naughty word, Candy. Go big or go home and say a super naughty. That's crazy. Not me. So I don't know if you remember this type of helmet, chat, but it's a iconic. If you follow the Gundam anything from like way long ago, and I haven't, but I've seen enough like clips and photos to make me be like, oh my goodness, I remember this. Like these helmets are like from the OG Gundam, like a long time ago, and these are general helmets. Like this is how you know if a character is a powerful one, because they're wearing a helmet like this, because they are a very powerful pilot, chat. You got to have bags under your eyes or or this kind of helmet. So apparently I think he's the a spy for her, right? But he managed to swoop in and grab that one girl, this one right here. So it's going to be a very sad or entanglement if she ever has to fight her, the main character, right? It's going to be a bit of a bummer, really. So our girl is locked up, but that's okay, chat. That is okay. And now she's in outer space doing her thing, but she manages to escape with the mech suit. Leo says bags under the eyes are huge hats. Okay, yeah, they're OP. One of those two are OP. So she manages to escape her prison somehow, chat, and then get into the mech and go, and now she's falling down to Earth, the place that, remember I said it at the beginning of this video where she wanted to go to Earth, yeah, because of the boy wanted to go to Earth. So it goes to, what if both, and you become God, Leo? You just all of a sudden you're just God. Oh gosh. So she yeah, see, Leo. So she goes to Earth and falling down into orbit, and I think that is a very, very interesting thing, chat. This also will play into, you see this right here, chat? I don't know if any of you have seen Fire Force, but I'm going to be, in the next video, we're about to talk about Fire Force, and we're going to talk about this exact thing, falling from orbit. Alrighty, chat. On with the rest of the show.